Hey gang, Paul here again. TCOD, Turner City Outdoors workbench, and thought I'd put my bolt carrier group back together. I've already cleaned everything off of it, all the junk and everything that came with it, and even put a little bit of oil on it so it wouldn't look so ashy or milky metal. But the last thing I do before I put this back together is I use a little bit of grease. Just to make things a little smoother. Take my finger, put it down on the side of there, get a little grease on it. It's a multi-purpose grease. It does have petroleum in it. Some guys say use it, some guys say don't, you know, whatever. It's grease, it works. I put some on my charging handle. Just get it on there. Just have to be a real thick coat. I don't want it to gum up or anything. And I have shot steel and everything you can imagine through it. And I don't want too much on the end there. And you know, some of these places I'm putting it really don't need it. But just a thin, light coating of grease just to help it out just a little bit. I think it does a little bit better job than the oil. I'll take a little bit more and put it on the slide, the important parts here, everything that slides around. Just a nice little thin coat. You don't want to put a whole bunch of junk on there. If you do, it's going to foul up if you're shooting a whole bunch. And I've already oiled the face and the lugs and all that good stuff. And I'll put a little oil here in the rings. I don't really want to put a whole lot of grease and junk all that up, but I also want to put just a little bit on this here. Hope everybody can see that. I got plenty of light. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to put any on the firing pin. A little oil is fine for that, so I'll wipe my finger off here. And one other thing that I want to put just a little drop of oil on is this spring mechanism here on my charging handle. I don't want to put any grease down in there. It can, again, I clean it plenty, but I think it can just get kind of gummed up a little bit. Just put a little bit down in there, up top, along the pin, the roll pin. It probably doesn't need it. I probably put way too much on it already, but yeah, better safe than sorry. So let's put it back together. Put your bolt back in, spin it around where it needs to go. Let's see, let's get this in here right. Line up my holes. Oh, a little hard to do it. There we go. Spin it. Pulls out. Drop your firing pin in. Maybe. There we go. Firing pin in. When you put this retainer pin back in, I actually had a gunsmith doing some things to my bolt, and he took the hammer out. I know I've talked about it in previous videos, and tried to beat that through. Just push it down, just push down and push it in. It'll go in. And he kind of killed me when he was beating on it with a hammer, but you know, he's a gunsmith. He knows all, right? So the places that you're going to rub, I like to put, you know, just a thin coat there of the grease. And I've already, like I said, I've pretty much got everything oiled. You know, just on these faces here where it's actually going to ride inside. Just helps out just a little bit there. A little bit here. Okay, Some guys are going to say, hey, you didn't know all this, you didn't know all that. You know, everybody's different. Nothing is the same for anybody. Everybody sleeps on their pillow different. I grease my gun different. So, just helps out, I think, a little bit more. It's a little more protection, a little more lubricity. How about that? Lubricity. That is going to be my word of the rest of the night to my wife, and she is not going to like it because I'm going to say it every 5 minutes. So, it's pretty much together, pretty much lubed up where I wanted it. Like I said, the rest of this already has some oil on it. So I will put it back in my AR, and that's it. From the workbench of TCOD, Turner City Outdoors, this is Paul. I'm signing off. Please like and subscribe.